Christian Norgaard's unexpected absence from Denmark's 23-player squad for the upcoming World Cup qualifiers lands like a cold splash across both Arsenal and international fan bases, and the message is stark. A new signing many hoped would anchor the midfield is suddenly a question mark. Mikel Arteta's blunt assessment that Christian won't be in the squad and is likely out for another week or so sounded cautious when first reported, but with Norgaard already missing Arsenal's opening 2 matches and now set to miss the visit to Liverpool. That caution has hardened into genuine concern. For a player who arrived this summer with a clear pedigree, having captained Brentford and earned the move on the back of a reputation for composure and structure, being sidelined at this early stage is an unwelcome twist for a team planning a busy autumn campaign. Denmark boss Brian Riemer confirmed his 3-man roster for the fixtures against Scotland at Parken and Greece in Piraeus, without Norgaard, choosing instead to mix experienced pros and fresh faces. A recall for Andreas Christensen and the presence of captain Pierre-Emile Hotbig. Morten H. Jammed and veteran Kasper Schmeichel anchor the group, while 11 of the call-ups hold fewer than 10 caps, signalling a willingness to blood younger talent when opportunities arise. That selection picture tells 2 parallel stories. Denmark are preparing for the qualifiers with a tested spine and experiments elsewhere, and Arsenal are suddenly left to manage the gap created by a key summer arrival being unavailable at the precise moment the calendar gets intense. Internally, Arsenal's lack of specificity about the injury compounds the noise. Supporters note that the club hasn't disclosed the exact nature of the problem, and when managers keep medical details terse, it often feeds speculation. Will this be a short-term niggle sorted in days, or something that reshapes squad planning for weeks? Arteta's timeline, another week or so, suggested a brief layoff at first, but as the days tick by and selection decisions are made without Norgaard, the practical consequences grow clearer. Rotation becomes tighter, minutes for other midfielders increase, and tactical flexibility shrinks when fixtures pile up. The immediate tactical puzzle for Arteta is Arsenal signed Norgaard to contribute physical balance, defensive structure and leadership in the engine room. Without him, the manager must decide whether to lean on existing senior options, accelerate the integration of younger players, or tweak formation and pressing patterns to compensate. Each choice carries risk. Older players may struggle to absorb increased minutes, younger alternatives may lack consistency in high-stakes matches, and tactical reshuffles can temporarily blunt a team's rhythm. Denmark's roster selection adds a second layer to the story. Riemer's decision to recall familiar names while also inviting lesser-capped players like Victor Froholt, Patrick Dorgu and former Arsenal youngster Mika Biereth shows a coach balancing stability with opportunity. Victor Jensen's first senior call-up is a reminder that national teams often seize moments created by absences to test future prospects, and Norgaard's missing presence opens room for others to stake a claim on the international stage. For Norgaard personally, the arc is familiar to many professionals. A move to a big club brings instant scrutiny, and the weight of expectation and injuries, even minor ones, arrive with amplified consequences. Having captained Brentford, he arrives with leadership experience and a profile that suggested he could slot into Arsenal's midfield picture quickly. Now the narrative pauses while recovery becomes the focus. Fans are watching for clarity. How long precisely will he be out? Will Arsenal provide updates beyond the standard medical vagueness? And crucially, how will the squad cope in competitive fixtures without him? The club's autumn schedule will be the real test. Domestic priorities and European commitments typically compress playing time, and managers are judged on how they navigate these stretches when key personnel are absent. For Denmark, the immediate priorities are straightforward. Secure points in qualifiers, maintain cohesion, and assess the next wave of talent ready to step up. For Arsenal, the calculus is different but connected. The team must remain competitive while protecting the long-term availability of a new asset whose health is now a short-term suspense thread. As the story develops, keep an eye on official updates from Arsenal medical staff and the manager's press briefings. Watch whether Norgaard's rehabilitation follows the optimistic a week or so timeline or stretches into something longer that forces roster adjustments. Above all, this moment underlines how fragile momentum can be for players and clubs at the start of a season. A single injury can pivot narratives, alter selection maps, and hand opportunities to both veterans and the next generation. For now, supporters wait, coaches plan around a missing piece, and Christian Norgaard focuses on the understated, unglamorous work every sidelined player knows well: recovery, conditioning, and the urgent aim of returning fit when his club will most need him.